What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing day 13 of Detroit Lions training camp, which was basically a scrimmage at Ford Field. So let's get it started.
You know, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Welcome everybody to another video. Glad you guys are here. Now this video is probably going to be a little bit shorter than these usual takeaways. I will put part 1 on the episode, but I don't know if there's going to be a part 2 because we didn't get any observations from today's training camp, or from today's scrimmage, I guess you would call it. So all I have is the injury report and a couple of things that we've heard from some guys in interviews, but that's really it. I mean, I don't have any observations from today's training camp, which is super unfortunate because that's kind of what I'm hoping to hear. So we may get them a little bit later, but it's already 5, and I was like, okay, yeah, I haven't gotten anything yet, so we're just going to go on with the video, go through the participation report, and if I have to come back for part 2 later, we will. So let's hop into this, man. Now, before we get started, as you guys can see from the board, 11 days until the Lions kick off, 8 days until the NFL season starts. And at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, I put my guy Alex's comment up there, who said 1 more week, man. He was super excited. I am super excited. I know you guys are super excited as well. A lot of supers and a lot of excited in that sentence. A scrimmage for the Detroit Lions. They were having it at Ford Field, and they treated it basically as a dress rehearsal. I mean, they're getting prepared for the first game of the NFL season. I mean, they went out through the tunnel by positional groups like they will during the season. They went through their full pregame routine, so they're getting prepared. I mean, this is basically kind of a practice situation for the Detroit Lions because, yes, the football season is pretty darn close, so they're trying to get everybody used to kind of how things are going to go, because this is going to be a little bit different from years past, and obviously for the rookies, it's going to be different for them because there's no preseason games. So when they go out there week 1, it's going to be the first time for everything. So they're kind of just getting everybody kind of used to it in the mix now. We'll see if they do it later on. They may do it again. I'm not sure, but this is the first time we're seeing them in Ford Field. Let's get into today's video, man. Let's go right into this participation report. Let's rock it. Let's get it started. All right, first off, we have Mandola and Daryl Roberts. Now, those two have been very limited to no practice recently, and today it was more of the same. Now, Mandola was out there. He, was suited up. He was running through some individual drills, but we really didn't get any kind of action from Daryl Roberts. I don't know if there's any serious injuries going on here. I don't believe there are. I think it's really just the Detroit Lions looking at them as the veteran rest kind of thing and giving them some opportunities to kind of sit out for a little bit, rest, get ready for the season. There's still 11 days until the season starts. I mean, it's close, but it's not that close to the point where everybody needs to be out there. So I think they're still kind of rotating people in and out. So I don't think there's any serious injuries going on here. Next up is Julian Okwara, who will not be participating today either. And it's kind of important that we have this guy healthy. Now, I'm not sure what's going on. He's been kind of in and out of the lineup. We know that throughout training camp. So hopefully he can be healthy for the beginning of this season, because right now with Austin Bryant still on the PUP list and we really don't know what's going on with him, he may have to take a little bit of a bigger role. Now, I don't necessarily know if he's going to have to start, but he could be a nice rotational piece. So hopefully he is healthy. Hopefully he can get healthy. Same thing with Austin Bryant, man. I would love to see him back on the field. I have high expectations for what he can do, but man, we haven't seen him at all. I don't think we've seen him at all in training camp, so that's super unfortunate. There was no Hunter Bryant today, so unfortunate, no Hunter Bryant once again. I don't know, Hunter Bryant just cannot get on the field, and it's not rest because he's been out for a very long time. Hunter Bryant, unfortunately, is missing a lot of time. When Matt Patricia was asked about it this morning, because basically he forgot to mention it, he said, yes, there will be no Hunter Bryant, but it's always undisclosed, so we don't know any details on these players. Jeffrey Okuda was limited today in practice, but he's out there, so that's good. But some limited work, but that's still a good thing. So he's out there going through drills, things like that. Deandre Swift and Bo Scarborough are back, baby. They are officially back. We're all in pads today. They were going through individual drills. I actually have a clip of running backs going through some workouts. Deandre Swift, yes, he's still a Detroit Lion. Yes, he's still here. I know he's missed a lot of time, but he's slowly been getting back into the last couple of days. And now him and Bo Scarborough are really getting into the mix of things. So it's awesome to see these guys returning to practice just over a week out from the regular season premiere. So yeah, participation report looks pretty darn good. I mean, we didn't hear about any of the other players, so I would just assume that the other guys are healthy. I would assume that you're Deshaun Hands and those players are healthy, so they're probably good to go. So the participation report looks pretty darn good. Nothing too serious there. Now let's hop into a few things that I read on Twitter. Now, Taylor Decker got his extension yesterday, and right now it's a big question on whether or not Kenny Golladay is going to get it and when he will get it. Let me first say this: Kenny Golladay is going to get his extension. I can guarantee you he gets his extension. If he does not get his extension, y'all can come up with a challenge or something I have to do. I would be absolutely flabbergasted, I don't know if that's a word, I think that's off a cartoon or something. If he doesn't get an extension, he's going to get his extension, okay? Just expect that he's going to get an extension. The question is when. Because today we saw an NFL report coming out that's saying, hey, Lions haven't had talks with Kenny Golladay. But then we see a Detroit Lions report come out from one of their media writers saying that they've also discussed a Kenny Golladay contract that could be coming within possibly by next week, early next week, or in the next couple of days. There's tons of different reports flying around. I will say this though, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I would say there's a very good chance Kenny Golladay is going to get that extension. Moving back to the Taylor Decker side of things, Decker was very emotional after he got his extension yesterday. Man, I'm just so glad we gave this guy an extension. Just the stories that you hear about it, it's awesome. And I love that the Lions are doing what they're doing, man. And it's really good to see that as another player that's going out there, that's trying to, earn a contract, trying to, be a guy that's going to be here for a long time. It's very inspiring to see a guy like Taylor Decker get paid, because then it's kind of like, hey, I can get paid like Taylor Decker. They will pay you. If you're not paying anybody, you can kind of concern players that, hey, I'm not going to get paid. I'm kind of worried, Graham Glasgow didn't get paid. We may not get paid here. You will get paid. You'll get that extension if you play well, if you earn it. So for a guy like Taylor Decker, man, not everybody will, it really does depend on the situation and your position and things like that. But it's really good to see Taylor Decker get it. And he was super emotional. He said, when he got it, he called his mom and he was super emotional. I was tearing up, and he had to kind of fix himself up because he had a meeting in a couple of minutes. I'm just super glad that Taylor Decker got this extension. When they asked him what he would do with his money right after, he got that extension, he said, coach may not like it, but I'm going to go get some whiskey. So, yeah, Taylor Decker, man, celebrating a little bit. Again, I love it. I love that Taylor Decker, got this extension. I think it was a good move, and I love how the contract was set up. David Blough was one guy I did hear about a little bit today. Apparently, he's been doing phenomenal. He's been really good in training camp up to this point, and he looks much improved from what we've seen from him on the field last season, which is great. I'm sure he's much improved from last training camp, but much improved from what they're seeing on the field as well. I think a lot of that probably has to do with more familiarity in this offense. I mean, he's helping Chase Daniel with the offense, being back with Daryl Bevel. I think things like that are big, and last year was a weirdly weird offseason coming for him, and he kind of just stepped into a role that I don't think he was necessarily ready for. Not many third-string quarterbacks are ready to start in year one. I'm just saying it probably doesn't happen very often, an undrafted free agent. So it was definitely a big role that he took on, but he's much improved, so that's great to see. From Desmond Trufant, who said that, he's played here a couple of times before, but now he feels like he's on the good side of it. Yes, you are, Desmond. We're glad you're here, baby. I love that Desmond Trufant's in the building, man. Trufant, great ball skills, great veteran, is going to help a lot of these young guys as they grow and, they get ready to take over those roles. So that's really all I have for today. I mean, that's not that much. I know you guys updated on everything. You guys did see the MVP video last week. Go check that out. If there are some observations later, I'm going to have a video on it. But for now, that's all we got. So let me know your thoughts, comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.